Hello, everybody. My name is Kamara, and today we will be reviewing not just our 19th, installment of season 2 of Bubble Guppies, but our penultimate episode of season 2 of Bubble Guppies. Season 2, episode 19, Bring on the Bugs. In this episode, it's the big bug parade, and the Bubble Guppies are marching with the ants and buzzing with the bees. With so many different kinds of bugs, every guppy has their favorite. Now, this episode, I absolutely love it. I always loved it. This episode when it came on, I just, I don't know what it is. It's like on my main channel, I explained in my what I talked about my favorite episode of season 3 of the Backyardigans is. I'm not gonna say it. No spoilers if you haven't watched it. I'm not gonna spoil. I'm not a spoiler, but I mentioned that for some reason, whenever said episode I put at number 1, it was just like a happy chemical inside of my brain that just made me excited that it was made me excited that this episode came on. It's hard to explain. Just like for this one, the reason I have sentimental values because I remember watching this episode like a lot when I was about to get enrolled into elementary school. And I believe I caught this episode in this first airing, and I'll explain much more in my season 3 reviews that and I also mentioned this when I first started doing these reviews that Bubble Guppies basically, whenever it came to new seasons that came out, I was already in like a new grade. Even though they haven't changed the grades, they're like in the same school grade, you could say. Like season 1 was airing when I was in daycare. Season 2 was still airing when I was in daycare, but I was just about to come out of it. And season 3 came out not just when I started kindergarten, but on the exact day I started kindergarten, which is ironic because the first episode of that is Get Ready for School. I'm rambling a lot, am I? Okay, enough rambling. Let's get on to this episode. I'm sorry. I ramble a lot. So anyway, it starts with Molly and Gil swimming to school, and on their way, they see a spider web, and it's really funny when the spider first comes and Gil is scared out of his mind for some reason. Out of all his freakouts, this is one of those freakouts that just made me laugh. It makes me feel sorry for him, but it just makes me laugh and makes me giggle. And then they see him building his web, and he's really, really cute. Now, if you had to ask me, I am somebody who is not scared of spiders. I'm not really scared of them. Now, if I saw one climbing up my leg, that would be a different story. Because I don't know if it's venomous or not. I mean, obviously, I haven't heard of like a specific venomous spider in America. The only venomous spiders I've like seen in any media like take effect on anybody is from obviously Spider-Man, the Spider-Man franchise, and the Alvin and the Chipmunks live action movie Chipwreck, when Simon got bitten by a spider and he turned into Simone. If you know, you know. But Gil so sweetly names him Charlie, which I think might be a boy equivalent to Charlotte. If you know, you know. And he explains that you're gonna catch lunch, are you? And then and then Molly says that talks about lunch, and then Gil, in the nicest way that he can, honestly, he had to be brutally honest with her. He's once his web is done, he's gonna catch a spider in his web, and then he'll eat him. And even Molly saying ew. And then ironically, a fly is starting to come to his web, and I like how Molly like, be careful, Mr. Fly. And I like the music that plays with it when he's flying around the web. I really like that, which was a close call. He didn't get caught, which I'm happy for. Um so then they said that hopefully they'll see him later, and trust me, they are going to see him later. They will. And then they go back to school. And they ask, and they tell everybody about what they've seen, a spider web, and Mr. Grouper explains, I'm sorry, that that a spider's web is really sticky, and and Dima's face when Mr. Grouper explains more about spiders and webs is just so funny. If you don't know, I love Dima. I love Dima. I love Dima. And she's gonna have another funny reaction to another type of bug next season. So stay tuned for that. And then the Guppies start explaining about what their favorite bugs are. Now keep this in mind, okay? All the other Guppies have different types of bugs. Have specific bugs that they mainly stick to. Dima says butterflies. Um, Nani says ants. Gobi says dragonflies. And Una, okay? I have no problem with this. I have no problem. I want you to keep this in mind. I have no problem. She says she likes ladybugs. She says she likes ladybugs, but later on in the episode, we're gonna see her be another type of bug, which, you know what? I like that. If she wants to have two different types of favorite bugs, let her. Okay, let her. I don't mind one bit. So then we have our question segment about different types of bugs, and then we have another banger I remember from this episode, bugging out. It's really cool. It's really nice. I don't know what's people's opinion about this genre, but I like autotune. And this song has some moments where the characters are auto-tuned, which I don't know. I love it. I really like it. I can't help myself. I really, really, really like it. I do. It is. This song was a banger, and I liked it. I liked it. Not only was it just a good song, but it also talked about what different bugs can do, and the scene with Una. If you know, you know. In the song, it's just really funny. I like it, and I like how Dima's purple bug costume. I think they're supposed to be ants. I think so. It's just I like how she has like cutouts in hers, and the other guppies don't, which I don't mind that at all. And then we have our shop segment, which is 99 bug balloons. And ironic, once again, we have another shop segment with Dima. I mean, obviously that's the norm now, but I mean, once again, with just Nani and her. No, I do not ship them. I'm just speaking in general. Watch yourselves. But anyway, we this was the episode that taught me the difference between between um um what specific insects are arachnids. Arachnids have 6 legs, which is very clever. I like that. I kept that in my mind. Just one of the things that Bubble Guppies taught me that that I'll always be grateful for. Always be grateful for. And he wants an ant balloon. And as somebody who loves balloon animals in general, I love this concept so much. I mean, bug balloons, animal balloons. And also liking the concept of animal balloons in the Backyardigans episode, The Two Musketeers. I also like that too. I also did. And I really like Dima's balloons. They're really nice. I like it. I really do like it. And we also have to figure out which ant has 6 legs. Ant has 6 legs. And that was also good that they included something smart in there. And then towards the end, before when Mr. Grouper first came in, and she lets go of the balloon and it falls right onto him, which was funny. And then we have our lunch segment, our lunch joke. And I really like the setup of the lunch joke area. It's like in a garden, and Molly and Nani are ants, but Una is said insect. I'll explain later on, especially when we're in the classroom. And Nani had an apple spider instead of an apple cider. That is so clever, because I don't ironically, like when I was very young, I'm pretty sure before this episode came out, whenever when I was a baby. You know how when you're young, you mispronounce words? Instead of like my grandmother, whenever we had like family get togethers, mostly at Thanksgiving, she would have apple cider. But for some reason, my parents told me that I used to call apple cider apple spider. Apple spider. For some reason, and I really don't remember. I'm trying to remember so I can relate to this joke even more, but I mean my parents told me, so obviously they remember, but I myself can't remember, which is okay. It's fine. It's fine. And then we have our Molly and Gil's segment, and Gil is trying to catch a butterfly. I mean, let's be honest, some of us during our childhood, we tried to catch a butterfly. We tried. For me, I was more of a distant watcher. I was more of a distant watcher, waiting to land on me type of girl. I wasn't really like try to catch it because like I was a very cautious kid and I'm still now, so very cautious person now, and like I don't want to like hurt the bugs or like the butterflies because they're like so pretty. So I'm normally just like if it wants to land on me, so be it. If it wants to flutter near me, so be it. But I'm not a chaser. I'm more of a distancer. Is that even a word? I don't know, but if it is, I just made it up. Well, at least by me. But anyway, then we have Gobi inviting them to go play. They're playing bugs, and he just did the dragonfly buzzing and everything. He just made me smile when he did that. I like that. And then we have Una. I'm telling you, Una Una is the cutest. Una is the cutest during this playtime scene. She's the cutest. She is adorable. They have little they use, I don't know how they did this. They have little blocks in the classroom and they put like papers behind it to make it look like they're flowers, and we have Una just as a honeybee, and she's buzzing and everything. She's so cute. She's so cute. We have Dima just as a butterfly. It's adorable. She joins her when they're pretending that she's flying. Like I said, and like this and bubble like I said in Bubble Duckies. Blah, I absolutely love. Okay, whenever they're pretending to be something that can fly, and it can work because they're underwater, so it already looks like they're flying. This is one of the best examples of that, and I love it so much. I love it so much. It just puts a smile on my face. You don't even know. And we have Gobi. Animation error. He lost his antennas, but I'm not here to judge. And we have cute little Nani. He's marching like an ant. Keep that in your back pocket for the dance song. Um, and then we have Molly, who's, I want to assume she's also dressed like an ant. She didn't really say her specific bug. Someone in the fandom in the comments of this episode, in this episode section, mentioned Molly's favorite bug possibly being bees, even though we hear mention bees, but she didn't specifically say that she liked them. Not saying she hates them, but like I'll just it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But then we have Gil pretending to be a spider, and once again, I will keep on mentioning this. I love so much how Mr. Grouper is committed to playing the whatever type of games the Guppies are playing, because that's how much of a good teacher he is, such father figure, and I love him so much. I love him so much. He's pretending to be a fly being caught in Gil's pretend web. It's just, and the thing on his head later on, Molly is gonna wear too. Me and my dad joke that they're wearing do rags because that's what they look like. Cause my dad, when I was younger, we used to always wear do rags, and I always wanted to wear them because I want to follow after my dad. It was just really funny. And I also like Gil saying yum yum. Like I can't be serious. Oh my jaw is very sore from smiling so much. I'm sorry. And Uma. My God, Una. Excuse me, Una. She was helping Mr. Grouper out of the web, and I'm telling you, if I can find a clip, I won't play no audio, but I'm telling you, right here, right now, Gil was giving her, okay, I'm not even playing. Gil was giving her the side eye. She was, I'm gonna try and find a clip, but I'm telling you right now, Gil was giving her the side eye. I'm gonna try to find the clip right here, right now. I'm showing you. Hold on. Okay, y'all, we're here. Don't mind my rainbow high doll doll. I just enjoy, you can enjoy looking at her if you want, but I'll show you. Look. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. He's gonna give it a side eye. I swear to God, he's gonna give it a side eye. I kid you not. Look. Look. I'm telling you, he gave it a side. He gave it a darn side eye. I'm telling you. He gave it a side eye. I kid you not. This was the early 2010s side eye. Okay. But in real honesty, back to the review. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Also, if you hear like a weird hum in the background, that's my grandmother's air conditioner. I got really hot during the review, and especially doing all that yelling in my last clip, so I had to get the air on. So if you hear a sudden noise, then that's the air conditioner. I'm sorry, but yeah. And I like how Gil says, "Now I know how Charlie feels when he doesn't get his lunch," which was a nice, funny touch. And Melly and Gil are discussing. Hopefully, they can go see him later and see how his web is doing. And then we have our outside segment, and this has to be one of my favorite storybook segments in this season or in the series. The Ants and the Anteater. I just love it. I just love it. Nani and Gobi are ants. And guess who's our queen of the ants? Guess. Just guess. I don't even have to say it. Because whoever made the decision, you are a genius. It's Dima. Oh, I love her as the queen ant. She has the whole royal robe. She has the tiara. She has the accent. Okay. And her being so demanding when she's like, I command you, take me outside. I love her. And I also like the implication of ants being really strong. Although this is a common misconception, because what I thought, okay, when I was younger, I thought ants could really carry that heavy, like a cup or something like that, or fruit, but wrong. They can only carry like things that are like bigger than them, that are still small, way smaller to us, like crumbs and stuff. So let's just say I tried giving an ant an apple. Yeah, that didn't end well. It didn't end well. That's not even funny. That's really. Yeah, we're just gonna throw that story away now because because little 5-year-old me committed a red rum, if you know, a red rum. But yeah. And then we have the anteater, and he kind of made me laugh, but kind of annoyed me at the same time. But he kind of made me like squeal because like him saying yum yum, just not to mention Dima's one of my favorite characters, and ants and anteaters. Ooh, boy. No. And tell me why I'm telling you. The fandom, a good portion of the fandom can't do anything without shipping. Okay? They explained about the scene when Gobi and Nani were pushing Dima back into the anthill, because obviously, I forgot to mention earlier, they said that it wasn't safe to go out there because obviously anteaters. And they said that they noticed that Gobi held Dima's hand, and the person said, quote unquote, he was rescuing her girlfriend. And also how, because also a lot of people like to ship Nani and Dima too, that both of her boyfriends, and I mean that with big quotes, were in the story. Can we do things without shipping people? Especially kids? Like, hello? They're still in school. They should have known nothing about relationships. Oh, goodness. Okay. Get back on track. I'm good. So anyway, I also like how we have a little bit of a like a little bit of a perils. Is that the word, perils? Like different tunnels, like dead ends and stuff. Sort of like a maze game. I was always really good at those, especially in like those activity books. I really like those, and I like how they mentioned the royal exit, and she was like, "Ooh, how fancy." I love Dima, bro. I love Dima. Mind you, this won't be the last time in the series that we're gonna see here actually twice in the same episode next season as a royal insect queen. Later on, season 3, another one of my personal favorites, but we gotta wait. Ooh, I can't wait to discuss that one. I can't. Okay, we'll talk about this one. I am chatting a lot in this review. Okay. So, I'm telling you, when they finally made it to a royal exit, I'm telling you, my girl Dima was not playing. She was not playing. She said, and I quote, "I am the queen of the ants and I demand you to leave us alone." And the anteater just had to question my girl. "Oh yeah? You in what army?" I'm telling you, my girl got an army. Don't play with my girl, because she got an army. She got an army. And she said, and I quote, "Send in the army ants, boys." And she has a whole army ants. I'm telling you, it's obvious that many army ants, they don't play about their queen. I'm telling you, and I want to play about mine, because Dima is my queen. She is my queen. I'm telling you. And taking the definition of ants in your pants to a whole new level. Because they have him tickling him mercilessly. And let's just say I try to find a clip of this scene online, and let's just say some people in the comments of this scene, when I try to look it up on YouTube, they have dirty minds. They have dirty minds. Very dirty minds. I'm not gonna say what they said, but dirty minds. Dirty minds, people. Dirty minds. Whew. But anyway, as he's being tickled mercilessly, he promises not to eat them. But then he says, "What am I gonna eat instead?" And Gobi mentions, "How about some fruit?" And the poor thing, he said, "But I don't have any teeth." And Dima, she is on a roll here. Another one of her catchphrases I remember vividly. That's problematic. I love Dima. I love her. Whew. I'm calm. But then a smart little naughty mentions, "How about a fruit salad?" And they all make him a salad that has, pretty sure that's mangoes, which if it attacks me, I'll only eat mangoes if they're in like a fruit cup and chilled. I don't like warm peaches, because they have like the syrup in them, and like along with peaches, the syrup be all warm and stuff, and then be all gooey in my mouth. I don't like that. Ugh, no. And then they all live happily ever after. In my opinion, if I was to rank the stories in this season, this one would be at number 1. Or if I was to rank all the stories, all the story segments, I'm not really gonna count season 5 and 6. Not because they're bad, because I feel like they're on their own. But not in a bad way. They're still really good, but I'm talking about story segments. I feel like this one will either be my top 10 or top 5, because I love it, and Dima's basically the stand-up for me, and this is one of my favorite moments in the season for her, because I love Dima. And then we have our dance song, the Ants Dance, which is really catchy. Makes you want to march. I'm getting pretty much ducks in a row vibe, because they have a lot of marching in that episode. And then we have another Molly and Gil segment. Once again, Gil trying to catch the butterfly. Doesn't work, because it turns out when the butterfly lands onto Bubble Puppy's head, he tries to catch him. Let's just say, "Yo, your dog's hyperactive. He's gonna run away with the thing on his head. Because one thing dogs won't do is stand still. I'll tell you that now. Speaking from experience from my dog, when I had him, he was really rambunctious, and we could not dare risk letting go of his leash when he was outside, barking at other dogs or just going on walks. But anyway, yes. And then we finally have our I'm having a brain fart. I'm sorry. Our field trip, which is the Big Bubble Tucky Bug Balloon Parade. That's a lot of bees. And I love Mr. Group for hosting the event, along with another snail named Shelly. And I also like he has antennas. I always thought that he put on antennas because the person that he was hosting the event was also had antennas because she's a snail. But no, it's because it's bug theme. I should have known. It took me almost a decade to figure that out. And I absolutely love the floats. This whole field trip is basically like the Spring Chicken 2.0 because if you have to ask me, I love floats and I don't want to brag. I really don't. I'm just saying from experience. My mother, she works at the Macy's in Times Square that hosts the Thanksgiving Day parade, and she told me like when she was younger, she was in one of the floats. She was in one of the floats. She was dressed up as elves along with some other people she was with when she was like younger. I want to say like around 10 years old, she said. But yeah, my mom's the coolest. But trust me, I really am not trying to brag. I'm just saying that I really wanted to be in a float too, like a parade. It was really awesome, and I just love the designs. And we have Una. Forgot to mention before we cut over to the field trip segment, she was once again a bee, and now she's a ladybug. Guppies there too, flying like a dragonfly, also having fun. And I love Nani marching with the ants and him smiling directly at the camera for a second. It's just adorable. Molly and Gil are spiders, and Deemar's a little host. It's really cute, and she her wanted to touch the spider web, and she gives off a little cheeky face, which honestly I kind of used that face on a couple of occasions when I was younger, because once again, how many times I have to say it? I love Deema. And yeah, and and it starts to get pretty windy at the event. And I'm telling you, towards the end of this episode, I did not see this coming. There was like a little crab who was in one of the floats, and he was getting blown away. He was getting blown away because of the wind, because he was just hanging on by a string. And then Molly and Gil decided to use some I don't know how they got access to these spider web packs stuff. I forgot what Dima called them. She gave them specific names. I can't remember. But I'm telling you, towards the end of this episode, they go full on Spider-Man. And trust me, I'm not really, you're gonna hate me, I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. I do like the character, but I'm not like the biggest fangirl over Spider-Man. Please put the pitchforks down. I'm sorry, but yes, and they have to save Charlie from having his web get destroyed, and at the split second when the crab is like hello and they're able to save his web, and I just love that ending. It was epic. How did it go from a float parade to full on Spider-Man? I'm telling you, that has to be one of the most craziest twists I've ever seen in one of the field trip segments. And trust me, if you thought season 2 field trips went from 1 to 100, Jesus Christ, you're gonna have to get a load of season 3. More on that next season. But yeah, and then Charlie for thanking them, he makes like a little heart in his web. It's so cute. It's adorable. So yeah, and I like towards the end, Mr. Cooper and Shelly are like what a happy ending and what a parade. It's just, I love that so much. It really was a good parade. And then last moment, guess once again, my boy Gil is trying to commit to catching this butterfly, and he says, and I quote, and this time I'm gonna get it. And a whole flock of mosquitoes somehow. This was also from earlier in the beginning intro. He catches them instead, and yeah, he gets chased by them while they're in the net. Not a fun ending for my boy Gil. Not a fun ending at all. And that ends our episode. So overall, if you could tell by my excitement and my gushing about this episode, I liked it. No joke. I really liked this episode. I was always so happy whenever it came on. I just love this episode. It was just really good. And I'm happy this is our penultimate episode. Do I kind of wish this was our season finale? Kinda. But rating, 10 out of 10. It is a 10. It is a 10. One of my favorite episodes in this season. This is going to my top five, or even top three, maybe top three. But yes, as I was saying, speaking of season finale, you know what that means? We only have one, numero uno, one episode left. We finally made it towards the end, but we only have one more episode left to wrap up season 2. So, without any further ado, tune in to me next time as we will be reviewing season 2, episode 20, our last episode of season 2, Good Hair Day. See you all next time.